Hello and welcome to this very special edition of Newsmaker. There can't be a bigger newsmaker than Nandan Nilekani. It was he who made digitalization a public good in India with the father of Aadhaar, can I call you, without making you feel too old? Well, the reason why it is very important to hear out Nandan Nilekani now is that there is a new phenomenon in artificial intelligence, and a lot of people out there are looking out to you to check out, is it a constructive force, is it a difficult force, disruptive force? So that's really the first question, and I'm going to quote your previous speech where you said India wants artificial intelligence applications that benefit all citizens. It is not competing for large language models, but the Indian path is that we want to we are here to make a difference, and our aim is to give this technology in the hands of people. You seem to be a man with a plan. What's in your mind?
Yeah, so I think India has benefited hugely from digital public infrastructure, or DPI, and Aadhaar, UPI, and all these things have transformed the way we live. We believe AI has similar transformation possibilities. AI is a very powerful technology, but it's a technology like anything else. And we have to use it appropriately, safely, with the appropriate guardrails. And if we do that and apply it at population scale, then we can make even bigger impact on people. So we call this DPI to the power of AI. We sort of take DPI to the next level with AI, and we have a number of things on that front which are happening. So yes, there is a plan, and our view is that technology is only as good as its use. And we also believe that large language models will be commodities. There are going to be many of them. Every day there's a new announcement. There are many people spending money building these models. It's not the models, it's how do we apply them to make a difference. And that's where India's focus, I believe, should be.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. After UPI and the big splash it has made, around the corner, everyone is looking to you, whether it'll be ONDC, account aggregators, and now AI. But before I come to that, you need to clarify the fear that people have of AI as well. Yeah. Do you fear that before it becomes a constructive force, it may take away some jobs?
Well, I think there are many fears about AI, founded or unfounded. One is, of course, that AI will hugely automate and reduce jobs. Now, that's a fear we should take into account, because anytime a new technology comes, some jobs will go, but new jobs will come. And there'll be a period when maybe the job loss will be more than the job gain. But fundamentally, I think in India, we have to think of it differently. If we can use AI to amplify services to people, if people can get better education, better healthcare, better farming knowledge, then actually it has a very positive impact. So if farmers know more about how to farm, they'll do a better job and so on. So I think if we think of AI as amplifying human potential and applied that way, I don't think we should be that worried about AI.
I'll tell you where the worry got a little substance. For the first time in my coverage of IT companies, if you just took the top 5 companies in the Nifty, the aggregate numbers they hired was negative 62,000. Until now, we have seen slower growth, but it was always growth. A reduction in the workforce of the top 5 by 62,000 is a bit of a scare.
Yeah, but I think we have to also look at what are the factors. I don't think it's AI so much as you know that in general over the last couple of years there has been a reduction in discretionary spending of client companies.
Is that not related to AI?
No. I don't think so at all. I think AI's impact on the enterprise is very low at this stage. It's still many years away from penetrating.
So I think to explain the 62,000,
it's a cyclical thing, not a secular thing of AI.
It's because of uncertainty in the...
In general, companies are spending less on discretionary things and stuff like that.
But is there a worry that, this is a little away from AI, that Indian IT is losing to the GCCs? Because we are seeing global captive centers not let up at all.
No, I think there's going to be a market for everyone.
Okay, so that's not the big fear. And do you see the end of this uncertainty Do you see people? I mean, are you just getting a sense of?
No, I think everybody is waiting, and as we have seen in many conferences, there's so many things in play that we can't really know we can't exactly predict what's going to happen.
Okay, to come back to AI, you said many applications. Are you already onboarded on anything by the government or by yourself?
Yeah, so I'll give you a couple of examples. One is in the area of Indian language. I think India particularly will benefit from AI in language because we have 22 official languages and several hundred languages that we use, some only dialects and so on. So there's a lot of work going on. There's a government program called Bhashini,
Yes.
Which is there. And from my side, I've supported a group at IIT Madras. My family has supported a group at IIT Madras called AI for Bharat, which is building open source tools under the Bhashini framework in 22 Indian languages and making that available as a public good. So that is an example of AI as a digital public good. So idea being that if you have the data and models for Indian languages, then anyone can use that in their applications, be it a government application or even a private application. So one way of thinking of AI is, can there be a digital public good of AI? And Indian language, because it's non-competitive, everybody can use it.
Yes.
So that's one example of AI as a digital public good.
Can you give more examples? That's exactly the conversation I want.
So that is one category, which is building open source, open data models for different users and people can use. The second example is applying these things in education. So there are many experiments going on right now on applying AI to improve learning capabilities. Many states are looking at using AI on top of, again, existing digital infrastructure we have to improve children's ability to read or write or learn basic maths. So basic learning can also, we believe, be enhanced by AI because its ability to figure out a reason, what are the gaps in what you know or don't know, and then address those gaps through practice can make a difference. So we think there's a role for AI in education. Third example is, the government is using AI very well. I mean, in the PM Kisan project, there's a bot which actually helps farmers to figure out whether, what are they eligible for and so on. That's actually live as this moment. You can talk to the government agriculture ministry on that. And they have actually using AI in Indian languages to help farmers answer questions, whether they receive the money, what are the eligibility rules, and they're getting thousands of queries. So we're actually seeing live examples of AI being used.
Will all this mean more work for infotech companies?
Well, many of these things are being done either by the government or by philanthropists. So it's not clear whether it's a business opportunity so much. I mean, there will be, but I'm saying in this case.
But at the moment, it's a public good.
Yeah.
That you're referring.
So I think, AI, there are three things. One is AI as a digital public good, which is Bhashini, AI for Bharat. AI usage, using DPI infrastructure, which is in education and even in agriculture. And third is infrastructure to collect data at scale. Because ultimately in AI, it's the data that matters, not the models. The models, there'll be a dime a dozen. Now, most of the data which is used in the internet is internet scraped data in English.
Yes.
Now, what we need is our data to our situation. So one of the things that, for example, the AI for Bharat has built, they have built tools to collect Indian data or any local data. Yeah. So then we need tools to collect data at scale. So that's the third part. So you can have AI as a digital public good. You can have AI infrastructure to create data for AI. And you can apply AI along with existing DPIs to amplify education or health and so on.
Fair point. But what about the big fear that we hear in the West about biases? For instance, loans are not given to, for instance, blacks because you use AI on existing data. Generative AI is learning the bias.
Yeah,
is so that also a problem?
No. It's all about training it properly, training it with the right data, using curated data for training the models, using different techniques for ensuring the answers are correct. It's really about creating boundary conditions. If you go and scrape data off the internet and build your models, then the biases of the internet will come in the thing. So you have to do a bit of work to reduce bias and hallucinations and so on. So these are not open-ended kind of AI. They have bounded data which is on a specific, for example, if it's about farmer, they'll process thousands of questions which have been vetted by somebody, so that the answers remain within that boundary.
Okay. Do you see it coming into finance in any way?
Oh, yeah.
Insurance, loan giving,
No,
credit?
no, I think
Generative AI?
credit assessment and all that, there'll be a big role for AI, whether generative or general AI. And AI will also come, for example, in NPCI and UPI, in that they have the UPI for feature phones, Hello UPI.
Yes, yes.
There they're using Indian language spoken command. So you can give a command and ask someone to transfer money to somebody else in Hindi or Tamil or whatever. So that's an example of extending the reach of payments into Indian languages spoken to the computer.